This is the same song you've been singing for months, and it isn't any more effective or logical than it was last time." He stood, his movements liquid silk. She could see from the black glitter in his eyes that she was going to pay for her words. The thought sent a shiver down her spine. Fear mingled with unaccountable lust. "I am sorry you find me boring. I shall endeavor to make myself more interesting. You see, I was speaking of the fact that for a company to be successful, it must be sleek, well-oiled, each cog functioning at top capacity. Extraneous cogs are unnecessary. Sluggish cogs are unnecessary. I was attempting to be delicate with my metaphor." He began to walk down the length of the boardroom table, the postures of each person he moved behind straightening as he did. "Perhaps I would have held your attention a bit better if I would have simply said that if I identify a portion of your company functioning at less than optimum capacity, I will start slashing and burning your employees like they were dry brush." Her entire face felt like it was on fire, her heart pounding harder now. She clenched her shaking hands into fists. "Everyone in this company. I'm sure your speech is about to be inspiring and truly emotional, but since this is not a feel-good underdog sports movie, you should perhaps save your breath, Ms. St. James. You can say what you will, but I have seen the numbers. Conviction doesn't equal profits. I will be reviewing everything closely and making cuts at my discretion. With that, I think the meeting is adjourned. Ms. St. James has a very low tolerance for my droning, I hear. If it is the same for the rest of you, you should be pleased to be sent on your way." The collective surge of bodies making their way out of the room reminded Elle of a herd of wildebeests fleeing a lion. A big, bored lion who wanted nothing more than to scare them by flashing his teeth. He wasn't going to give chase. Not now. No. Now his focus had turned to her. "You are in rare form today, Elle." "I am in exactly the appropriate form, Apollo," she said, reverting to the use of his first name. They were family, after all. Not that she'd ever seen him as a brother. A sexual fantasy she didn't want. Her biggest competitor. Her darkest enemy. He was all of those things, but not a brother. "I own your company," he said. "I own you." Oh, damn it all. Why did those words make her ache? "You never seem to show me the proper amount of fear." "Real leaders don't rule with an iron fist," she hissed. "They understand that intimidation isn't the way to gain respect." She shouldn't be talking back to him, but she could never control her tongue around him. They'd known each other for too long, had spent too many years in the same household. And she had spent too many years tearing strips off him when she'd felt like she had the upper hand, when she was the blood daughter of her father, the one who held a rightful place in their upstate mansion. Things changed. Oh, how things changed. "Says the woman who is no longer in a true position of leadership," he smiled, showing his teeth. She wouldn't scatter. She would not. She was not a wildebeest. "Oh, but I am. As long as Matt is an independently operating entity beneath your large corporate umbrella, I am here to run it as best as I can. I am here to stand in the gap for my employees and give you the information black and white printouts can't." "You're being ridiculous. Everything is electronic now. I'm not wasting resources on printouts." He turned and started to walk out of the office. "You know what I mean. A flat two-dimensional report reducing everything to statistics and cold numbers is hardly the be-all and end-all." "That's where you're wrong," he said, taking long strides down the hall. Elle had to take 2 steps to his 1, her high heels clicking loudly on the marble floor as she hurried after him. "I am not wrong. It doesn't offer the whole picture. You can't possibly know how the company is really functioning, how each worker impacts the creative process. Matt isn't just a magazine. It's a line of cosmetics, a fashion brand. We have books and—" "Yes," he said, stepping into an elevator. "Thank you. I am very familiar with how my assets function." "Then you should be aware of the fact that I have strategies in place that require all of the manpower I possess. Initiatives that take time to launch, but will catapult this brand into worldwide recognition."